All right, part 3. I have never made such short videos. Of course, it helps that I'm going to make 4 in a row, so by the end, it'll be as long as all my other videos. Tapas style. This is Nerd in Oregon tapas style. Okay, so this part, excuse me, a little sniffly, is going to be thinking beyond weight loss, dreaming beyond weight loss, and then planning beyond weight loss. So I'm going to do this workshop style, and I actually did it. I'm so sorry. I wish I had a tissue. I actually did it before I started filming this. So I've done it alongside you. And then I'm going to share with you what I did, if that helps you at all thinking about what you did. So I think for me at least, in order to think beyond weight loss, I had to kind of think back to why I had weight loss. Why wasn't my life working before weight loss surgery? What was broken? So, you can't fix something that isn't broken, but if you don't pay attention to what's broken, you're not going to fix that either. So this is kind of this little thing that I'm going to do here is about paying attention to what was really broken, because I think a lot of people assign blame to weight when really weight might be a symptom, or weight's only part of it. So grab a pen and a piece of paper or a pencil. I don't discriminate. Do it on your computer for all I care. Don't do it at all if you don't want, but I will silently judge you from Oregon. Okay, so what I want you to do is write down 5 to 10 reasons that you had weight loss surgery that have absolutely nothing to do with the number on the scale or the size of clothes you're wearing. So what was it? Like, what was wrong? What was broken? What were kind of the motivating, if there was a straw that broke the camel back, if there were individual incidents that kind of motivated you? What was it that's broken? So pause the video, maybe right there, and write those down. And then I'll just wait for you here. Does anyone wear a watch anymore? I'll just wait for you here. Okay. So I did this, and I'm going to share a few of them with you. Not all of them. Some of them are personal. But I'll share a few of them with you so that we can talk about those, and maybe they'll give you a little bit of help in analyzing your own list. So number 1, I felt like my weight held me back in my career. And this happened a couple of ways. I sold real estate for a while, and I felt like clients automatically assumed I was unsuccessful because of my weight. I was nervous about interviewing. I felt like I deserved some promotions at times that I didn't get. I felt like at times my skinnier coworkers got away with stuff that when it happened to me, that they felt like I was being lazy, but for other people it was a symptom of circumstance. And so I felt like my weight kind of created this culture around me in my career where I was held back, and it wasn't because of my performance. I was actually at one point the highest salesperson in my division and still didn't get promoted, and my boss still asked me why I wasn't doing more. But for other people, they were saying, man, you're getting crappy leads. So I felt like my weight was part of that. And I think also my attitude and my unhappiness, but I think that, my weight. Number 2, I felt like I watched my kids play more than I played with my kids. This happened at playgrounds, even though I love going down slides. I love swinging. I love playing with action figures, but I don't like getting up off the floor at 320, 330 pounds. So I felt like I watched my kids play more than I actually played. I didn't do things that I wanted to do. So I had some girlfriends that were going to go on a ziplining trip. Never occurred to them that I would be overweight for it, because they were all skinny. They were all thin. They were all normal weights. But I really wanted to do it, but I couldn't. I wanted to go snow tubing, and I wanted to go tubing down a river, but I was self-conscious about my body, and the only reason I didn't do it is because of my weight. So those are some examples of things I didn't do because of my weight. I felt like I spent more time sitting down and thinking about what I wanted to do than doing things. I had a lot of ideas, and I never pursued them. And I think that some of that was related to my relationship with my weight. Either because, frankly, sitting felt better, but also an issue of self-confidence and self-efficacy. And then the last one is I felt the weight of fat stigma everywhere I went. Like, it was constantly on my mind. If I walked into clothing stores with my friends who were normal sized, I felt like the first thing, this is silly in retrospect, but it's true. It was my experience. I felt like the first thing the salesperson thought was, well, that fat girl's never going to find anything in here. Because I constantly felt followed by the stigma. So those are some examples of why I had weight loss surgery that don't actually have anything to do with the number on the scale, don't actually have anything to do with hitting a weight loss surgery goal. They're just kind of motivating factors. So that is really then representative of what's broken in my life. So then you think about, what do those things actually mean? So what it means is I was really unhappy with my career. Number one, feeling held back in my career means that I was really unhappy in my career. If I felt like I wasn't held back, the reason I felt held back, this is a better way to put it. The reason I felt held back is because I wasn't where I wanted to be. If I was where I wanted to be, you couldn't say I was being held back because I was doing what I wanted to do and I was where I wanted to be. I watched my kids play more than I played with them. What that really means is that I felt disengaged as a parent, that I wasn't experiencing parenthood. I was kind of watching parenthood, and I was commenting on parenthood, and maybe I was setting some rules around parenthood, but I wasn't really fully engaged in parenthood. I didn't do things I wanted to do. That's pretty simple. That means that my weight literally stopped me. I hate the use of literally, and I just did it. My weight stopped me from doing activities I wanted to do. So again, I wasn't fully engaged in life. I spent more time sitting instead of pursuing life. I spent a lot of time sitting and thinking about life and pursuing it. What that means is my weight prevented me from being ambitious, right? This is what's broken, right? Like, my weight prevented ambition from being acted upon. And finally, I felt the weight of stigma. So what that actually means is I didn't like the way that the world was interacting with me. I didn't like the way I was interacting with the world. And I didn't like that I leaned in on knowledge of prejudice that got in the way between other people and me. So prejudice kind of acted as a barrier. And this happened at parties. I used to walk into parties and I would hate that people saw my weight before they saw me. You know, no one else had to wear a shirt that said, I drive drunk. No one had to be judged by that. That could be their secret. But I felt the stigma of the thing I was most ashamed of being the first thing people saw. And then they could judge me. And other people didn't have to expose their shame to judgment. So what that really means is I felt shame. Yeah, I felt shame and I felt the weight of prejudice. So this is the longest one so far. I'm going to hold this and I'm going to make part 3.